It's time for the Tiki and Tierney 2015 NBA Preview. Atlantic Division.
All righty, Teak, size it up. What do you have for this division? Get us going here.
The Atlantic, I have the Raptors, the Celtics, the Knicks, the Nets, and then the 76ers pulling up the rear again.
Division's terrible. We agree on the bottom three. Knicks third, the Nets four, Sixers really rebuilding still. I think the Celtics are a better coach team than Toronto. I think they're ascending, where I really can't say that about the Raptors. I think
they almost fired their coach last offseason.
They almost did.
And they didn't.
And they lost a couple of players as well. Raptors second, but I got the Celtics winning this division.
Central Division.
You know, the Central is going to be fun, and it's also a little unpredictable. Last night, as evidence, Detroit taking out Atlanta. I've got the Bulls number one. I've got the Cavs at the 2 spot. I like Jason Kidd's team with the Bucks and Milwaukee. Pacers, they've gotten younger, but I don't think they're really that good. And I've got Detroit in the 5 spot. Very competitive.
You got Detroit pulling up the rear. I got the Bulls, the Cavs, Detroit, who played great last night. Big win they had, obviously first win of the season. The Bucks and the Pacers pulling up the rear.
Southeast Division.
All right, Teak.
Even though they lost everybody, I'm still going to say the Hawks because I don't think the Heat are ready to do it yet. Dwayne Wade's too old right now. The Hornets, the Wizard, and then the Magic.
Oh, boy. We wildly disagree. I don't like the Hawks at all. I'm not even sure if I'm going to have them in the playoffs. We'll get to that in a minute. I love Miami in terms of this division. Don't forget they have Goran Dragic. What can I say?
Goran Dragic.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
For the whole season.
Yes.
Some athletic. I like Whiteside. I think they're well coached. I got Miami 1. I've got the Wizards 2. Love the backcourt. Atlanta's taking a big step back 3. Magic in the 4 spot, and the Hornets number 5.
Eastern Conference Playoffs.
All right, Teak, here's my 8 teams. No order, by the way. I've got the Cavs, the Bulls, Miami, the Wizards, the Boston Celtics, Atlanta, barely. I've got the Bucks, and I was flipping a coin between the Raptors and the Knicks, but I think the Raptors are a little bit better, so I'm going Toronto.
Right. I got the Bulls, the Cavs, and Detroit. Then I have the Raptors, the Celtics, the Hawks, the Heat, and then the Knicks. The Knicks are going to make it. Woo! Me and Charles Barkley. I only put the Knicks because Charles Barkley, they were going in.
Not because you like your partner.
Exactly.
Okay.
Eastern Conference Finals.
You know, I don't think it matters really where the Cavs finish. I think LeBron's back is going to be an issue throughout, at least early on. I think they'll lose a few games that they won't lose late. I think they get there. I think the Bulls get there as well. I've got Chicago. No real surprise taking on the Cavs in the Eastern Conference
Finals. I got the
Finals.
Bulls and the Pistons in the finals. Watch. Stan Van Gundy.
Oh, come on now. You're not serious with that pick, are you? Are you serious?
I don't know. I haven't seen anybody play. I saw one team play last night.
But you know who's on the roster.
It was the Pistons.
Talk about an overreaction to one game. The Pistons in the finals?
Let's see.
Oh, we don't even need to see. They're not going there. All right.
Northwest Division.
All right, as we jump to the Western Conference. Teak, what do you have?
I have the Oklahoma City Thunder, Portland Trailblazers, Minnesota Timberwolves, Utah, and then Denver at the end.
Ooh, we disagree here as well. Not on the first spot. We're both with OKC. I'm feeling you. I think they win the division. Bet a little Utah renaissance in the 2 spot. Good young talent.
Yeah.
Very quietly, good young talent. I like Utah, too. T-Wolves are coming. They're 3rd. Portland, they lost a lot without Aldridge and Aflalo as well.
Yeah.
And Denver is just a bad team. You got to hope Moutier is fun to watch for a couple of years, but they're going nowhere. They're number 5.
Pacific Division.
All right, defending champion, the Warriors. They'll win this division. Clippers right on their heels, number 2. Sacramento, I'm interested to see what they do with George Karl. Good talent. Suns, maybe a 30-win team, nothing. And the Lakers are, hopefully Kobe has a good going away tour because they're not very good.
I'm just flipping the bottom 2 for you. I think they both are not going to be good, but I'm going to give Kobe a little bit of a edge over the Suns.
Southwest Division.
Go ahead, T.
Rockets, Spurs. Even though we want to count them out, they're different. They're evolving into a younger, different type of squad. The Pelicans, the Mavs, and then the Grizzlies. I think the Mavs just got really old.
You have the Grizz number 5?
Yeah.
Whoa, I disagree there. I've got the Rockets 1, Spurs 2. I've got the Grizz in the 3 spot, Pelicans 4, Dallas 5, and Rick Carlisle just signed that 5-year extension. Great coach, not the same team, obviously, but I cannot discount the grit and defensive aptitude that the Memphis Grizzlies have. I think they're better than the Pelicans, and I think they're better than Dallas.
Western Conference Playoffs.
All right, here they are for me, Teak. 1 through 8, no order. Warriors, this is stacked. I mean, this conference is awesome. It destroys the East. Warriors, Clippers, Rockets, Spurs, Oklahoma City, I'm going to put the Grizz in there. I'm going to squeeze the Pelicans in. And out of respect to the roster he's helped build, the recently departed Flip Saunders, I think the T-Wolves have a good season, a fun season. I think Minnesota squeezes in.
I have Golden State, the Clippers, the Rockets, the Spurs, OKC, the Pelicans, the Kings also, and I'm going to say Portland.
There you go.
Western Conference Finals.
All right, who's the final two here,
To me, Clippers, Golden State. It's going to come down to it. The Clippers aren't going to let what happened to them happen again this year, meaning getting a big lead and losing to the Rockets. Clippers, Golden State.
I know that they've got enough to repeat. I know it. I do know that. But I don't think they will. And I think they're going to get bumped early, even though I think they're built to be good for a while. I don't even have them getting to the Western Conference Final. Now, remember, I picked them to win the championship a year. When we did this a year ago, I picked Steph to win the MVP, and I picked them to get to, I don't feel it. Oklahoma City and the Clippers for me in the Western Conference.
MVP.
All right, this should be interesting. Who do you have?
I got a repeat, man. Steph Curry, Golden State. How can you see it any different? He started with 40. It's going to be much of the same throughout the entire season.
Well, I can see it a little differently, and I do. How about James Harden for the Rockets? I'm going to go with him.
That's a good one. He was right on his heels.
Rookie of the Year.
I'm going to go with
Michael
Emmanuel
Carter
Mudiay with
Williams.
Denver. Now, the
Philadelphia
reason I
7.
do this is, number one, first of all, he's played pretty well. And I was looking at his box scores from the preseason. He's going to get heavy minutes, which means he's going to get a lot of shots because he controls the ball. And they're not going to win much, which means you can sacrifice an erratic shooting percentage and not destroy the path of the team. That usually equates to stats. He's not a good shooter yet, but I think Mudiay has a big rookie season.
I have no choice but to go with Karl Anthony Towns just because I love the kid. I think he's been working on his range, and with KG teaching him how to play in the low post, I like what Karl Anthony Towns is going to bring this year from Minnesota.
Coach of the Year.
All right, for me, it's funny because his predecessor and the current coach now, they both share one thing in common. They were both very slow white point guards. What Billy Donovan has as an advantage is that he's a better basketball coach than Scotty Brooks.
He's a first-timer, man.
It doesn't matter. The guy's he is brilliant. I've got Billy Donovan to win a Coach of the Year.
Well, you snuffed at my Pistons making the Eastern Conference Finals. Stan Van Gundy, if they get there, he's got to be the coach.
Okay, at least you back up something illogical with logic.
Exactly.
So there you go. I see how you did that. How about a little first-team All-NBA? And by the way, if you wanted to weigh in, tweet us if we missed something or if you're feeling strongly about something, at Tiki and Tierney. Hit us up on Facebook, all that good stuff. First-team All-NBA for me. You ready?
Yep.
In the backcourt, this is pretty easy. I didn't really have to pause much.
This one was simple.
Pretty easy. I got Steph and James Harden in the backcourt.
Yep.
LeBron and Durant in the forward spots, and Anthony Davis in the five.
Yeah, the only one I have different here is I didn't put another forward in. I have Westbrook in there as well.
That's the only one I thought about.
Yep. I mean, it was basically which teammate am I going to pick? So I picked Westbrook. You picked AD.
NBA Finals.
All right, Battle of the Seas, and not the Celtics. I've got the Cavs and the Clips.
Oh.
Cavs and a little clippage. And my winner?
That would be compelling, man.
My winner? Cleveland, you finally get yourself a championship. I'm going to make it 2 for 2 and nail it again.
Yeah, I think something's wrong with LeBron. That back issue is going to be an issue for a long time. I got the Bulls beating them. Bulls and Golden State. Golden State repeats.
You going for the deuce, huh?
Going for the deuce.
That was the Tiki and Tierney 2015 NBA predictions.